only way that Terry can prevent him from getting further outside is to hold it.
Right there on the perimeter where everybody can see it, too.
Those rookies learn that. If you're going to hold inside with your left arm away from that line judge.
Matuka spreads out to the bottom of the screen. Muhsin Muhammad goes in motion. Muhammad. And he makes the grab and then is wrestled down near the 30-yard line. Antoine Edwards was there. They may be going after the young guy.
You see a lot of motion, a lot of adjustments by Carolina so far. And that's coming from Gil Haskell. One thing Gil Haskell has done a great job of is getting matchups. And that's what he tries to go for. He wants to see if he can get a linebacker on a wide receiver and get a big linebacker on Wesley Walls. As you look at Haskell in there. Those are the kind of situations that pierce the defense.
Mike McKenzie has a bruised hip, I'm told, and his return to the game is probable. 2nd and 15. Berline with all kinds of time and now dumps it over late to Patrick Jeffers down to the 7-yard line where Darren Sharper gets him. 23 yards on the play.
Jeffers has come up big in the last couple of weeks for the Panthers. And he's a guy that I think you can forget about a lot of times, and not necessarily extremely fast and all that, but he has the ability to get open and he catches everything. This is just a good job of Berline by staying alive. I mean, the coverage is there initially, but where is the pressure from the Green Bay Packers? And that's been another issue. Hey, Reggie White isn't on the field anymore. They don't have the same pressure, and they don't bring Leroy Butler as much as they used to. And that's the kind of thing that happens.
1st and goal from the 6, empty backfield. Berline with time, throws to the end zone high, incomplete. Looking for Muhammad. Good coverage from Antoine Edwards.
Great coverage by Edwards. Is a good coverage across the board. But I think the key matchup there was Leroy Butler working on Wesley Walls. Down in this end of the field, watch this. Leroy actually fakes like he's going to blitz, then he picks up. That's a great job there. Berline has no choice but to go backside. In this end of the field, the Carolina Panthers want that guy right there, 85, Wesley Walls. You know, teams say that, and they know that on their computer sheets, but somehow, as Steve Berline said last night, somehow it's amazing we still get to him.
2nd and goal. Berline to the air again, dumps it underneath. Almost caught and then dropped. Walls almost got it on the bounce. Went through the hands of Anthony Johnson.
If you're a Panther fan, you have to like the aggressiveness of the Panther offense right now. Walls working outside. Still, he's tried to get the ball to him. That ball got tipped coming out, looked like.
Yeah, it was through the hands of Anthony Johnson, the underneath receiver. Right there.
That's one of those deals. I don't know if Johnson knew he was a primary or Berline was trying to get back to Walls.
Get it to Walls one way or another, huh? Brings up a 3rd and goal. Steve Berline 4 of 7 on this drive. And now there's a flag down. And they may have run out of time. We'll see. It's against the Panthers.
Ball start, 75 offense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Ball start on Clarence Jones, and the Packers' red zone defense has been outstanding this year, as you can see.
Yeah, they have. And you know what? Red zone is about attitude. It's about, do you want to get the job done? Do you want to screw it down and cover your man and execute your technique when you need it most to keep the offense out of the end zone?
After the penalty, 3rd and goal from the 11. And Berline throws in the end zone. Intercepted! Sharper! There's a flag on the play, but Sharper has an escort heading to the end zone. He cuts back, and now it's a foot race, and Darren Sharper's going to win this race. Touchdown, Packers.
They got a flag down.
101 yards from Darren Sharper.
And the way that flag is, that's in the end zone, and it's against Green Bay.
Well, it was exciting anyway.
It was in there.
54 defense, illegal contact, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
And that was the one big mistake we talk about that Berline makes every game. Jude Waddy They nailed him.
He makes a bigger mistake. There it is.
Waddy, you're not allowed to chuck after 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's well beyond it, but boy, man. Yeah, and the thing about it, he initiated contact. If he just slides over, he has a right to his area on the field. But I have seen that one, Ray, a lot of times not called. That's a heck of a play or penalty to lose a 101-yard interception for a return for a touchdown off. But those are the kind of plays that change games for you. You know, the Packers already have the turnover. Now they seemingly get another big one for themselves here, but it's wiped out with the penalty.
And Carolina gets a fresh set of downs. First and goal from the 6, which is what they had previously.
A lot of movement by the Packers defense.
Biakabatuka caught in the backfield from Cledius Hunt. The rookie out of Kentucky State makes a play. That 101-yard return by Sharper would have been an all-time record for the Green Bay Packers. And Sharper has had a tough year in the run game. He's actually played pretty well against the pass. His tackling has hurt him. And when you're the free safety and you don't make the tackle, there's nobody else there.
Yeah. It's safe to say that Derek Sharper needed that play.
Second and goal on the 9th play of the drive, and now the flags come out. And I think Clarence Jones moved early again.
False start. 75 offense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
Another one on Clarence Jones. Jones going off the air a little bit. Notice the Panthers spreading out the Green Bay Packers. The main goal of that is to keep Leroy Butler out of that tackle box. They feel like they can keep him out of there. They know when blitz is coming and when it's not, because he has been the blitz guy in the past for the Green Bay Packers.
A holding and 2 false starts. Yet Carolina still second and goal. They go from the 10.
Empty backfield.
And now you have people jumping again. This one will probably be on Billy Lyons for violating or penetrating the neutral zone, and that forced Chris Terry to move. We'll see.
Neutral zone infraction. 98 defense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
I think that's part of the flinch rule. The defensive player can't be in that neutral zone, can't flinch like he's going to draw the offense off sides. Once you get in that neutral zone, they're going to call you.
So the ball is back to the 5, just outside the 5-yard line. Second down. They just traded off penalties. Floyd alone in the backfield. Berline. With time, now it breaks down. He throws it outside, and not enough on it. Incomplete. He was looking for Metcalf.
You know, the guy he was looking for was Wesley Walls, and a great job of jamming Walls on the line. This is what you don't see much anymore. Watch what happens to Walls here. Bernardo Harris jams him up. That right there was just enough to make Berline have to reset, reload, and didn't have time after that. Great job across the middle of the field by the backers.
And then Billy Lyon came up with the pressure, and it brings up a 3rd down and goal.
When you played, you guys used to beat those guys up all the time.
Absolutely. Of course, they would push off and hold and do all those sorts of things. Berline rolls to his right. He'll try to run it. He'll come up short of the end zone. Keith McKenzie tracks him down.
You have to ask yourself, if you're on the Carolina Panthers side, what happened to the run? They ran one play there, it got stopped, and then they never went back to it. Clearly, they want to try to pass the ball, and they don't have the confidence in running the ball in this end of the field.
Just 2 runs on that drive, 8 passes. And John Casey now will come on to attempt a 21-yard field goal. From the right hash, the hold is good. The kick is good. And the Carolina Panthers take the early lead here at Lambeau, 3-0 over the Green Bay Packers, as Steve Berline couldn't get it into the end zone.
They call it Stormy Monday. No Tuesday, no bad. They call it Stormy Monday.
The all-wheel drive Carrera 4. It's one beautiful day after another.
Give me soybeans. Yeah. Scroll up. Buy it. Buy. Next page. Close that. All right. Beautiful. Sell it. All right. Highlight 4. Scroll up. Up.
The voice-activated wearable computer.
Buy it. Yeah, baby.
It may be far out,
Hi, Donna. Oh, yeah. The meeting was fine.
but it's not far off.
I'll be on the afternoon flight.
I know that look. You're trying to decide which DVD player you should buy, aren't you? Based on your existing home theater system, be sure to get something with Dolby Digital decoding.
If learning about DVD players were this easy, you wouldn't need a place like 800.com. But it isn't, so you do.
Call me. I'll help you set it up.
800.com, everything you always wanted from an electronics store and more.
Tonight, it's Fox Monster Sunday.
Folks, we're experiencing Godzilla-related turbulence.
If you think The Simpsons is scary, there's an all-new terror.
Nixon's back!
Look who's ahead in the polls.
I am not a crook's head.
An all-new Futurama after King of the Hill and The Simpsons, tonight on Fox.
The Carolina Panthers draw first blood here. 11-play, 51-yard drive. Officially a 20-yard field goal from John Casey. The key play in this one was the holding, actually the illegal contact against Jude Waddy that negated a 101-yard interception return by Darren Sharper. And Casey kicks this one to Damon Parker. And Parker elects to go up his own sideline, slides out of bounds. Special teams tackle by Hannibal Navies. And here is the interception that was nullified because of the penalty.
It doesn't matter.
Due to circumstances beyond our control, tonight's game is canceled.
Take your skates off, eh?
What's up, Coach?
The game's postponed.
What?
What do you mean?
Some guy came in with a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, they're good.
It was so hot, the ice melted.
Again? Oh, for the love of Pete.
Wendy's Spicy Chicken is a whole breast filet seasoned with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices. It's one hot sandwich.
That's the second time this week, Dave. Sorry.
Wendy's Spicy Chicken, when you're hot, you're hot.
What will communications be when it finally grows up? Satellite? Broadband? Wireless? Fiber optic? With technologies from Agilent, communications can grow up to be whatever it wants to be. Let's see what this baby can do.
I can't believe you tore a stunt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. He's so sensitive. These are mine, too.
Letting go isn't easy.
My little girl is moving out. Which reminds me, when are you leaving?
An all-new That 70s show at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Dorsey Levens sitting this one out with a rib injury. And replacing him, it's a two-headed monster, Basil Mitchell and Damon Parker. And Parker is in the game right now. First and 10 from the 22. Far from the shotgun. Dumps it over the middle for Freeman. Freeman makes the catch in front of Minter. Picks up a first down, a gain of 12.
You know, Ray, you talked about those injuries, and Of course, Dorsey Levin's not playing today, and Ross Verba, he went to Coach Rhodes this morning and said, I need about one more week before I feel 100%. You know, the advantage of that is the Packers really feel like, coming off the last 3 weeks, that they can get by this game without those guys in there. And that's key because they know they're going to need them for the stretch. But the flip side of that is that the guys in there have to play, and they have to be the ones that make it happen.
And Mike Wall is the guy that's in there for the 3rd straight game for Verba, and he's not able to get his block on that play as Parker is hit by Dean Wells for a loss of 2.
You know, maybe last week Damon Parker was a little bit of a surprise to people, but he won't be from here on. You know, this is when people scout you, they find out about you. You go for 113, you know, as coming into the league as a rookie. They're gonna study a little bit. They're gonna find out what you can do well, what you can't do well, and you're high on that scouting priority list.
Yeah, you're not going to sneak up on him a second time. 2nd down and 13, a loss of 3 on that play by Parker, and he'll take it again on the toss. Tries to stretch it outside, but he can't make it. Roderick Mullen makes the tackle.
That's a great play there by Roderick Mullen. Packers seem to have gotten into a little bit of a lull here, a little funk. I think Carolina keeping them off the field for that long drive, they got to restart now. They got to get the engine going again. Ray Rhodes said, hey, we played well the last couple weeks, but right now it's go time. And my guys got to come into this game with their fist balled up. I think the offense has got to ball that fist up right now.
Brett Favre has had it balled up. He's 4 for 4 for 34 yards on the day. He faces a 3rd down and 15 from his own 29. Out of the shotgun again. Favre throws it to Freeman, and Freeman is close to the 1st down. Excuse me, that's Corey Bradford making the grab. A gain of 14. He will be just shy of the 1st down.
The first thing you can tell that Brett Favre is healthy is by the way he lets go of that ball. Now, he got the pop gun back in there. You know, he was saying he had trouble gripping, and when he got it held to a certain level, he couldn't hold it too low because his thumb wasn't strong enough to hold on to the ball. That affects your movement. Yeah. You know, it's like a basketball, being able to palm and then slam it. You got to be able to palm that ball and take off and run with it. That's his comfort zone. He hasn't had that in a while.
I wouldn't know about that. My slamming days are over. And they'll measure this, and it'll be a yard, half a yard short. And the Packers
I think it's too early in the game to go for that.
Right, they'll bring on Aguiar to punt it away. So the Carolina defense holds for a 2nd consecutive series.
Aguiar, another guy that's been bothered with some injuries. He's had, what's with the groin pulls?
A lot of groins going on. Eric Metcalf is back at his own 15-yard line to return the Aguiar punt. Good snap from Davis. High short kick. And Metcalf makes the fair catch at the 20-yard line. No return on a 36-yard punt. And the Panthers will get the ball for the 2nd time. They lead.
Just past the rectory and up some cold gray stairs is the best place on earth to buy electronics, videos, books, even your favorite country music. It's Sister Maria's room. Because Sister Maria has 2 very important things: access to Amazon.com, the best site for finding whatever you have a passion for, and Visa, the online currency. A great way to buy Hank Williams' 40 Greatest Hits, and of course, something to play it on. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Presenting the new Italian Originals Pizza Trio from Domino's. Tender prosciutto, Italian sausage, tender prosciutto, spicy pepperoni. New Pizza Trio, $10.99, $10.99, $10.99.
New Domino's Italian Originals Pizza Trio. Prosciutto ham, Italian sausage, and spicy pepperoni. So much amore delivered hot for only $10.99.
After a devastating high school football injury, he was forced to play his entire football career without a ligament in his left knee. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, don't you need to have a ligament in your knee to be able to play pro football? Well, evidently not.
Expect more from an original. Original Coors, brewed a mile high.
My beer? It's got to be original.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Original Coors. Expect more from an original. Original Coors. By Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By 800.com, everything you've always wanted from an electronics store and more. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste.
Santa Claus trying to get the crowd going here a little bit.
He needs to work hard. Yeah, they tilted the cheese a little bit after that drive by the offense. Now they got to get it going with the defense on the field. They got him backed up.
Antoine Edwards still in the game for McKenzie at the left corner. Berline goes over that way, but Santana Dotson knocks it down.
Santana Dotson. You know, Santana is starting to get his groove back. Now, he's been bothered by that spinal injury, and it's made him play high. He didn't have the explosiveness in there and the drive that you've seen from him in the past, but he's starting to get that back.
He suffered that stinger in week 2, and it really affected his right arm strength. And they said last week they finally saw him use that right arm again, and he's becoming the Santana of old. 2nd and 10. Berline 0 for his last 4. Goes to the ground with Biaka Batuka. Gilbert Brown makes the play after a gain of 2.
Hey, the first guy you got to get moved down there on that defensive line is 350-pound, give or take a few pounds, Gilbert Brown.
I think you give more than you take there.
And he's working right over here. It's 93. Now he's working on Redmond. He just beats Redmond going to the backside. And that's a problem this line has had, sustaining blocks.
And he goes to the gravedigger.
You know, if Gilbert Brown doesn't stay on the field too many plays, he can be effective. But when it gets down to 8-play drive territory, he melts a little bit.
3rd and 8. Berline with time now breaks down. The ball pops out. It's caught by McKenzie, and he's got a touchdown. Santana Dotson hit Berline. Keith McKenzie, the opportunistic one, came up with it. His 2nd touchdown in the last 2 games.
It's amazing. Berline is snake bit. He can't do anything in terms of throwing the ball in situations like this. Now, the pressure is around him. This is a coverage sack, really. The coverage causes this. He had no place to throw the ball. Dotson gets him from the backside. Just great awareness by McKenzie. Guy's got 3 fumble recoveries, 4 forced fumbles coming into this game, and now he chalks up an interception for a TD.
And Longwell turns that 6 into a 7, and the Green Bay Packers do it on defense. They take a 7-3 lead over Carolina as Keith McKenzie finds the end zone.
In 1939, RCA introduced television to the public at the World's Fair. Color came to television in 1954 with RCA's formula. Digital satellite TV became a myth. The future of television is high definition, 6 times sharper.
The people who brought you the television now bring you the next generation, making television as exciting as it was. Yes! The very first time. RCA, changing entertainment again.
Coach Taylor worked late one night in the city of E, the first virtual place on the internet, built by SAP, used by 10,000 companies and millions of people. He found all the soccer equipment his champion Jaguars needed in one easy step. He saved time, he saved money, and the Jaguars did the rest. MySAP.com. Welcome to the city of E.
I know what you're thinking, you and her, right? Wrong! You look like you shaved with a belt sander. Here's a tip, Panasonic Sonic Shaving. That's 13,000 RPMs of pure speed and power. Panasonic Sonic Shaving. Now you're up to speed. Kids.
It's here, the Hot Rebel 2000. Soar past simple snapshots and roar into photography.
3, 2, 1, go!
Rebel 2000 from Canon.
The NFL and United Way are working together to build better communities.
The NFL, the United Way, and you. The power of teamwork.
Santana hits Steve Berline's arm. They call it an interception return by Keith McKenzie, 18 yards into the end zone. And the Packers go up 7-3 here with 1:38 left in the first quarter.
And, you know, funny story, McKenzie's dad said, listen, what I want you to do when you're out in the field is get around the ball. Because when you get around the ball, good things happen. Dad knows best.
Dad does. Michael Bates takes it from the 18. Bates has a hole in the middle of the field. There's a flag down now as he gets out to the 38-yard line. A 20-yard return tackled by Davis, but it's probably going to come back. And it is.
We just got through.
Illegal block in the back above the waist. 23 of the receiving team. 10 yards. First down.
Anthony Johnson.
We just got through talking about Santana Dotson being healthy and getting up the field. Now, they pass him off. He ends up working on Clarence Jones, but boy, that's not a good effort. That's a great awareness by McKenzie. Another bad one.
Yeah, here's a good effort.
Look at this. I don't think I've seen a guy this big. He not only jumped up, but he did a little pirouette, turned, and got his rear end up on the thing.
That's unofficial. You see the best or the heaviest Lambeau leap in history. 1st and 10, empty backfield. Packers show blitz and bring it. Berline dumps it out to Muhsin Muhammad. Muhammad up to the 21-yard line where Williams runs him out.
And that was a good adjustment there by the offensive line and Steve Berline. Gilbert Brown is breaking people down inside. He's getting all 250. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I cheated him at 100 pounds. 350 inside. You know, I asked him last night about his peanut butter. He said, well, we kind of let the peanut butter rest for a little bit. We're going to come out with something new later on. You know, he had his own peanut butter line there. And the Gilbert burger.
Which I have had, couldn't finish.
He's had a couple too.
2nd down and 4 as Berline changes the play. And now he dumps it off. This is his tight end. Actually, it's Patrick Jeffers, 83, not 85. Jeffers short of the first down.
Hey, did you see the way Leroy Butler walked up in there?
Actually, they gave him the first down, excuse me.
Yeah. He walked up in there to try to confuse Berline, and he got him to check out of it. And whenever Butler is up there, they are going to check the blitz coverage. And hopefully for them, that means max protect. He drops back out. He becomes another cover guy in the secondary.
First quarter winding down. Berline does not have to snap it. But they do. Berline high for Walls, incomplete. Walls took a shot from Edwards, and he's struggling to get up from the ground.
And the flag went out immediately. Boy, Wesley Walls is a tough hombre now. Right. You got to really get a shot on him to make him lay out. I think the debate is going to be.
It might have been an illegal hit, helmet to helmet. Possible.
The way the flag came out, but I see Vonnie Holliday pointing toward the other side.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 24 defense. Helmet to the head.
Helmet to helmet. And that'll move the chains for the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, and that is the end of the first quarter. The score is Green Bay 7, Carolina 3. And we'll be back with the start of the second quarter after a word from your local Fox station. Carolina's drive stays alive.
Wine lovers know. A great red needs to breathe. Wine lovers know. A fine Chardonnay loves to be swirled. Wine lovers know the new vintage of Turning Leaf.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Dodge Caravan is available with a value package that includes air, 7-passenger seating, and convenient storage areas at a very affordable price. This package has helped sell one Caravan after another. Now Caravan is the world's best-selling minivan. Special value, best-selling. Get the picture? Now lease Dodge Caravan for just $239 a month.
Getting legendary capability doesn't mean spending everything you have. In fact, lease a 2-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee Sport for $299 a month with 0 down and $299 due at signing, and you may even have a little change left over. Now get all this at no extra charge.
Jeep, official vehicles of the Carolina Panthers.
Madman is loose.
Fire this flare straight up in the air.
Cross the line! All new King of the Hill, tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central on Fox.
15-yard penalty on Antoine Edwards, and we'll take another look at it because it didn't look to me on the replays we saw around it wasn't a helmet to helmet.
No,
it was a helmet to shoulder.
Right, it sounded helmet to helmet, but it was actually shoulder to helmet.
Jeffers crisscrosses in motion. Berline dumps it off to William Floyd. William Floyd has all kinds of room. Up down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 25. But let's go back to that hit that kept the Carolina drive alive. First, we'll listen to it.
Boy, it sounds a lot worse than you see here. See, that's his right shoulder. Edwards' right shoulder actually makes contact with Wall's face mask. And now Brett Favre, he's pleading the case there.
He's making a case. And he said coming in, Ron Blum, who was the referee today, he's had some problems with him in the past.
Earl Johnson got thrown out. Ball's out.
Fumble recovered by the Packers. Jude Waddy's on it. Biaka Batuka couldn't handle the pitch. Second turnover forced by the Green Bay defense.
Yeah, that's called keeping the other team alive and well. Now, this game is hard enough to play. When you're hitting on all cylinders, Panthers are just giving it away. And this is why a lot of coaches don't like this play. That was like the flip 90. The back is just going to take off. He's going to toss the ball.
It's actually Cledius Hunt who recovered the fumble.
I don't know that Biaka Batuka looked the ball in.
Favre in the shotgun.
This is the big plays up the field when they get a turnover.
Throws it behind his receiver Freeman. There is a flag down. That's holding against Carolina.
Holding, 56 defense, 5 yards, first down.
That's a
Michael Barrow there.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down for the Packers.
Freeman playing inside. You know, Freeman will do more what they call the Z receiver. That's the move guy. Now, he's been an X in the past, but because they don't have the big impact guys around him, he has to become that guy now, and they got to move him around to get him in position.
Parker reverses field and is trapped for a big loss back to the 38-yard line. Right now, let's go to the Fox Network Center for an NFL update. Here's JB.
Ray and Ron, take a look at the Skins finally capitalizing on a nice drive here. Brad Johnson hits the Reverend Irving Fryer, 7-yard touchdown. First TD of the season for Irving Fryer. 14-3 Washington. Back to Ray and Ron, who wears the nice double-breasted suits.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
like your play on words, too, JB. Capitalizing, Skins. Very nice.
Somebody needs to capitalize in that NFC East. That's a tight one going down to the wire.
Nobody ever wants to. That's called the division where we keep everybody playing till the end.
Loss of 6 on that last play. 2nd and 16. Favre to the air. And he dumps it off to Parker, and Parker will get 6 of those back, plus 1, a gain of 7. Eric Davis makes the tackle.
Hey, how about that? That's something new. That's a screen play. Now, in the Packers West Coast scheme, had a little drama on the field there. In the Packers West Coast scheme, they haven't had that play running like they had it running when Holmgren was here. And that's a huge weapon.
Mon Parker, after the auspicious debut last week, just 3 carries for minus 12 yards so far today. He stems out to the slot on the right. Far. Over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Bradford. Good coverage by Davis.
One good matchup today. Kevin Green going to work on that right side of Earl Dotson. Now, Kevin Green, here's a guy that they don't bring him anywhere near as much as they used to. He hasn't been happy with it. He's let his feelings show. But when they bring him, he still has the ability to get to the quarterback. And Morabito, 90, also is playing well in there. He got pressure inside. Excuse me, Ray.
Excuse me, Aguiar on to punt for the second time today. Metcalf back at his 10-yard line. Low, short kick. Metcalf lets it bounce and now tries to field it. And the ball is muffed, and now it's a loose football.
That is a muff.
And Green Bay has it on the 3-yard line.
He had the right idea in the first place. That was an ugly punt coming down. The nose of the ball facing back toward the punter. Let it go. But down here, you get nervous. You see that ball rolling around. The last thing you want to hear when you get to the sidelines from your special teams coach is don't let the ball roll back toward our goal line if you got a chance to pick it up.
And Todd McBride recovers the fumble or the muff. And Green Bay gets their 3rd turnover on the day.
And the Panthers just handing it to him. You know, if it's not an interception or drop balls, you know, now it's turnovers in the special teams game.
They mark the football at the 5-yard line. That's where Green Bay will go. 1st and goal from the 5. Favre. Scrambling. Pitches it out of bounds.
Boy, that's a good one there.
That's a smart move. But
that's got to be an intentional grounding.
That he wasn't out of the tight end box, so they're going to call grounding.
That one will be on NFL Films follies for a long time.
That's as ugly as it gets.
That's the old kill Mississippi flip, and Brett knows it. That's why he's got the smile on his face. See, he didn't see Wiley on the backside here. Well, the rule is he's got to be beyond that tight end box, and then he's got to get it at least to the line of scrimmage. I don't think that's close, folks. Doug Evans is there.
That was an obvious attempt to avoid the sack.
The NFL Films guy got it.
And the penalty, the ball will be marked at the point of the infraction, so it's a 21-yard penalty on the Green Bay Packers. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 26. And this is picked off. Eric Davis. Eric Davis fumbles. And Green Bay gets it. It looks like Mitchell's on it.
You know, this is one of these games where anything and everything will probably happen. That hasn't already happened.
Unbelievable.
First of all, Brett Favre does what he supposedly stopped doing back in the beginning of the year, and that's throwing right into coverage. Secondly, Roderick Mullen, former Green Bay Packer, he drops the interception. Eric Davis saves the day, but then gives the day away. That's a good job by Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell
stripping the ball.
Forces a fumble and recovers the ball, and Green Bay has it back.
With its 32-valve I-Force V8 engine, the Toyota Tundra out-accelerates every other base V8 truck in its class. So we looked for some real competition and ran it against the Lotus in a no-holds-barred quarter mile. Introducing the new full-size Toyota Tundra. Have we gone too far, or have others not gone far enough?
So Jimmy, who's the best Super Bowl team ever?
Well, Rebecca, football is a complicated sport most women don't understand. But I'd have to say Dallas and their gloomy day defense.
You mean doomsday defense?
Then there's the Pittsburgh satin curtain.
No, steel curtain.
Whatever. At least we both drink Miller Lite because it tastes great, right?
Well, actually, I like it because it's less filling, but it's nice to drink with such a football expert.
You know, I was a guard for the Packers.
Jimmy, you were parking lot security.
Taste the true Pilsner.
Are you looking down my shirt?
Pentium 3 processor owners, we designed a website just for you. Intel's Web Outfitter service. Everything you need for a great internet experience. Rock with your favorite bands for live concert webcasts. Share family adventures. Explore the tallest mountains in the world. Live your life on the web to the fullest. Intel's Web Outfitter service. Get it now. Free at Intel.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Toyota, making it happen every day. By Bola Wines of Italy, open up. By Norelco, for an unexpectedly close shave guaranteed. Put it to the test. And by the motor oil that provides maximum protection. Castrol GTX. Drive hard.
After the bit of volleyball, the Packers retain possession. 1st and 10 from the 30 of Carolina. Favre on the draw to Mitchell. Mitchell gains 2. Let's go back to that volleyball session.
Great play by Roderick Mullen, first of all. He's going to get a jam, slow up the inside receiver, then he gets back in the window. There is no way Brett Favre should have threw that ball. That is what I'm talking about with forcing things. You know, when Brett gets into that mode, that's when he falls into the trap, and the trap is that right there, the interception. And now here's part 2 of the drama. You know, that's when the secondary coach and the defensive coordinator say, hey, just get on the ground. Oh, that's it.
Too many. They'll have to reset.
And then they got another guy moving.
And it's falling apart for Green Bay.
Ray Rhodes just shaking his head.
5 yards. Repeat second down.
And the Packers, before the Favre interception, were 2nd and goal from the 26. And after the exchange of possession, they end up 1st and 10 from the 30. So, I mean, that's not bad. Now they get the penalty, and they'll be 2nd and 13 from the 33. But they had a nice advantage on that turnaround. Empty backfield. Favre dumps it over the middle. Dropped. Dean Wells had the coverage. Freeman dropped the football.
And you saw the way the Panthers there played max zones. They said, okay, we got you backed up. We're going to go ahead and drop everybody. We're going to drop 8 and then keep the rest up on the line of scrimmage. Let's just rush 3 people. You know, that confusion in the offense there in that last play, that goes back to what Brett Favre was telling us the other day about he's having to do a lot. Get everybody lined up, you know, make adjustments, and he also has to call protection. If he feels it's blitz time, he's got to communicate that. Usually the offensive line does that. That's just one more thing for him to think about.
On 3rd and 13, Favre to the end zone. Overthrows, incomplete. Looking for Freeman again.
When you don't have an impact guy on the other side of the field, it's too easy to take Antonio Freeman out of the game, I think. And that's why the Packers have moved him around, put him in Z, put him inside where he can get open. But here, there's going to be a double come from right here, right about now. Brett Favre makes the best throw he can make out of the end zone.
Packers elect to punt this one. They bring on Louis Aguiar on a 4th and 13. Rather than try a 50-yard field goal, Aguiar pooches the ball.
Pooched a little too
He over-pooched. A 33-yard punt with just a net of 13. We'll pooch to commercial. We'll be back in a moment.
My motto is, the customer is always right. The problem was...
Pack smokes?
Kids would try to buy cigarettes. You got an ID for those smokes?
Oh, come on.
It's illegal for me to sell them to anyone under 18. But since this We Card program started, there's no argument. I just point to the sign.
We're committed to keeping cigarettes out of kids' hands. That's why Philip Morris is a major sponsor of the We Card program.
I'm not alone when I say no, and that's a big help.
Working to make a difference. The people of Philip Morris.
This is great! At
At midnight, we'll eat our way into the new millennium with this Gigundo party sub from Subway.
And no bacon on my section.
Eat your way into the new millennium with delicious 6-foot party subs and party platters from Subway.
4, 3, 2.
Oh well, 'tis always the next millennium.
Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
I think we've been driving too long. The polar bears are starting to look good.
The highest ground clearance in its class. A powerful V6 engine. Endless possibilities.
After 144 cases,
What the hell happened here, Mulder?
this is the X-File that should never have been opened. The X-Files, all new, 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
And the cheese has curdled a little bit. Green Bay with a 1st and goal from the 5. And the start of that last sequence comes up empty-handed.
And Carolina is lucky that the score is only 7-3 Packers with what's gone on. And the Packers, like you said, they haven't capitalized off of great opportunities.
Berline hands to Batuka, and he'll get 5 yards on 1st down, brought down by Antoine Edwards. And coming up, it's an NFC Central heavyweight matchup. It's sure to be bad to the bone as the Lions and the Bucs square off. Robert Porcher and that Detroit defense have proven they're serious contenders with a powerful punch. But in the other corner, Warren Sapp and the Tampa Bay D think the title belt belongs to them. It's a battle for the top spot in the NFC Central, and it's coming up next in everywhere except here in the Green Bay area.
Empty backfield.
2nd and 4. Berline throws it outside. Muhsin Muhammad picks up the 1st down. Tyrone Williams runs him out. But that's going to be a great game coming up. Detroit and Tampa Bay. And it's for the marbles. I mean, the winner is going to have the inside leg up on that NFC
It's
Central.
about 3 guys. On defense, Warren Sapp. He can control the game. He can dominate a game. On offense, it's Mike Allstott. And Sean King's job is not to mess it up. He's going to see some different things this week. You know, you come out, it's kind of like that Damon Parker thing. You come out and have that great game, people scout you. They're going to blitz him. They're going to show him some things he hasn't seen before.
1st down and 10.
Looks like they got Santana unless he was pulled.
And flags. We did see Santana Dotson jump. We'll see if it's on him.
False start, 40 offense, 5 yards, repeat 1st down.
And he was drawn offsides, was Dotson. And this is big for Green Bay, too, because with a win today, they're going to be just 1 game behind one of those teams, either Detroit or Tampa Bay. And they, with the schedule coming up, they still feel, and Brett Favre says, I feel good about it, they have a chance to win the division.
That's exactly what he said. He said, you know, I would rather slump in midseason like we did and go on the tear right now than do it the other way around.
1st and 15 after the penalty. Berline setting up the screen. Incomplete. He was trying to get it to
Hey, screens aren't going to work when you get pressure that fast. And that's been the key, I think, with this offensive line. Booker here. He just pushes Terry back in the backfield.
They put a nice hit on Berline, too.
Jeffers working on the rookie there. Well, that's nothing on that side. He got nothing across the board. You know, when the Carolina Panthers go that empty backfield, Packers defensive people have been saying we want to make sure we get hits on Steve Berline. He may get the ball out, but we got to make him feel it.
2nd and 15. Batuka tries to get outside. And he's forced out by Antoine Edwards, who was playing very well for an injured Mike McKenzie.
Here's another area of the Panthers game that hasn't been there. And Batuka, and before he had the ankle injury, he had some good games. He started off and went crazy against the Washington Redskins. But he's not 100% on that ankle. It's back somewhere in the low 90s. Berline doesn't have a run game protective, a consistent run game. It's too much throw. And I think we saw that in the 1st quarter down by the goal line.
Biakabatuka with just 42 yards last week on 11 carries. 3rd down and 12. Berline to Muhammad, 1st down. Fred Vincent on the coverage, a gain of 13.
Now see, that's when you look at Steve Berline's numbers and you say, wow, he's playing great. Those are the kind of throws. 3rd down. And Muhsin Muhammad had some drops last week. He had 3 drops. He knew coming into this game he had to get his fundamentals back. He had to catch the ball. He's better than that last week.
Muhammad now with 4 catches on the day. He has set a Carolina club record. He has 71 on the year, and he's over 1,000 yards for the season as well. Biakabatuka trapped back at the 40-yard line. Vaughn Booker, first one in.
Hey, Vaughn Booker, you're going to play that defensive end position. It's about quicks. Look at that. He almost looked like he was offside.
Yeah,
but you know what he did? Yeah, he moved, but he moved laterally down the line. That's an old trick there. Some of the good ones, LT used to do that quite a bit, coming off that edge. Start moving toward the ball, but don't be offsides. Now you got some momentum going as the play comes.
Vaughn Booker with a couple of plays in this series. Loss of 5 on that, 2nd and 15. Play action. Berline has to pull it back down, and now he throws it out to Walls, who got wide open, and Wesley Walls gets a 1st down to the Packer 37. Jude Waddy caught him.
You know, it all starts by formation. They're moving Walls around like you would take your big stud receiver and move him around to keep him from getting doubled and bumped and jammed at the line. Remember he got jammed earlier? There he is. He came from here. He's going to work underneath. Now guys have to chase him. And not only have to chase him, they got to fight through the traffic. Packers just sitting in the zone, and they miss him on the outside. They just forget about it.
Berline had the time to find him. 1st and 10, and Walls moves again. This will be Biakabatuka hitting the backfield, but breaks a tackle and gets it up to the 35 before he's wrestled down. Harrison on that tackle.
Panthers getting beat off the ball. You see Biakabatuka having to make too many moves right when he gets the handoff. I think that's why he dropped that ball on the pitch earlier. He's too busy worrying about who's in his face right now. Waddy's in there so fast. He beats him, and then he looks like he beats, not sure who that was. That was Gilbert Brown inside. He had to beat 2 guys before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
A heck of a 2-yard run. 2nd down and 8. Jeffers in motion, and he doubles back. Berline throws it up to a wide open Walls. He can't get to it. Sharper was there, but Walls had a chance. And how do you lose Wesley Walls again?
I think it's a trade-off. You know that Berline, you get pressure on him, he's going to make some bad throws. So the Packers say, we're going to give the heat here, bring the heat. But they forget about this. Berline's got to make that throw.
Too much air under it.
Yeah. You see George Kuntz, he lets him go. I don't know if Sharper was supposed to be over the top or the linebacker was supposed to run with him, but that's the disadvantage of being the last guy in the frame. You get blamed for it a lot of times.
5:35 left here in the first half. Packers 7, Panthers 3.
I enlisted in the Navy when I was 17 years old.
If I had not joined the Navy, life would definitely be very different.
You're on the bridge of a warship, you get responsibility fast.
I learned how to work on communications equipment and radar equipment.
I had never even thought of becoming a broadcast journalist.
Before I even got out of the Navy, I was hired.
3 weeks after I got out of the Navy, I was hired by a network affiliate.
I'm CEO and president of High Technology Solutions.
If you see something in your future, go after it and grab it.
I found something that I was good at and that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Borla Wines of Italy. Open up.
Lose the old snippers there, big fella, and get a hold of the Norelco Beard and Mustache Trimmer. A precise trim every time, guaranteed, so now you can be somewhat with it. Norelco, put it to the test.
Tacoma 4x4. There's no bigger rush.
From the creator of The Simpsons, a Christmas special destined to become a family classic. Olive, the Other Reindeer, Friday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Well, Rudolph making big promises. If I had a red nose, I would say that too, yeah. Now, here's the coverage here. There's a linebacker. That's Kuntz, and there's Sharper. I have a hard time believing if Sharper's got coverage on this guy that he's going to be way back here. Then again, Sharper has gone off the air at times this year, so.
But you didn't expect the linebacker to let him go like that.
I don't expect the linebacker to let him go like that, just like you say, right?
So with the incomplete, is now 3rd down and 8 for the Panthers. And the Packers 35.
Here comes the corner blitz. Ooh.
Williams backs out of that blitz. Burline dumps it off to another wide open receiver. This is Jeffers. Jeffers gets a block, and he'll go to the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. 35 yards.
I talked earlier about people forgetting about Patrick Jeffers. And I think with all the drama with Walls, and then you got Muhsin Muhammad who can go deep, they've been working Patrick Jeffers across the middle of the field. And they blew the coverage somewhere again on there, and he's wide open. Again, a great block on the outside.
I think it was Donald Hayes that threw the block. Sprung Jeffers, who had another big play last week on a short catch and a long run, a 71-yarder. This one for 35. And Casey makes the extra point, and the Carolina Panthers go up 10-7 on a Steve Burline to Patrick Jeffers touchdown pass.
I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy for the drive-thru. And I'm too sexy for my car seat. Too sexy for the groceries. Too sexy for the dry cleaning. Introducing the newly updated Camry. So stylish it could go to your head. I'm too sexy for the slow lane. Too sexy for the neighbors. Too sexy for the car wash. Too sexy.
I'm freezing my off. There's the lodge. I'll make him turn. Wait a minute, the angle's too sharp.
Don't be a wimp. I know what I'm doing.
Nice job. Now we're gonna have to call his parents. We'll use 1-800-COLLECT. Save him a buck or two. 1-800-COLLECT. Now you're being logical.
Poor baby.
Aww, nice cat.
Hi, Mom. Use your head. 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two. Or three.
What are you looking at, cable?
Shh. It's just getting good.
3 minutes a week. Ah, DirecTV. Hey, everybody. This is Jim. Look, DirecTV's got all your favorite cable channels. Plus, now you get 2 free months of 32 premium movie channels, including 7 HBO, 4 Stars, and 5 Showtime channels with no long-term commitment. DirecTV. What are you looking at?
Superstar Mariah Carey goes back to her high school for a hometown concert. Mariah Carey's homecoming special, all new at 9/8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Patrick Jeffers scores the touchdown. And the Panthers take a 3-point lead here in the second quarter, excuse me. A 10-play, 80-yard drive. Ate up 5 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock.
And the Packers got caught in a blitz there. The safety came down and actually got picked trying to make the play and get to Jeffers.
John Casey kicks a liner. This will be Parker. Damon Parker. A little bit of a seam up to the 28-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Now they're going to bring Jeffers in motion. There he is. The corner is going to blitz. This man has the coverage. He's going to get picked in traffic right here. And that's the danger, having your safety trying to cover from this far away. Bam, there it is. And now you just got a great block by Hayes. And that's the difference. And here's the blitz. They faked the blitz. But the problem was the safety's got to come down. He's got to tighten that coverage up to avoid getting picked.
And that's Fred Vinson. And the Packers go back to the ground, and here goes Parker. Or Mitchell, excuse me, Mitchell up to the 40-yard line, again at 12.
But in spite of the pick on Vincent, this is the block that does it. Donald Hayes. And Donald Hayes probably got the worst of that block, but he did his job. He did what he had to do. That was an ugly block, but it held up sharper long enough. This guy needs to be on the field more, because the last 2 games he's caught some deep balls for touchdowns.
Play action from Favre on 1st and 10. Dumps it outside to Mitchell, and he'll get up to the 45-yard line. Eric Davis ends up making the tackle.
That's the advantage of having those 2 guys in the game. Now Mitchell, he's the stronger, probably the tougher inside running back. He can pick up blitzes, and that's key. You have to have a guy that can do that. That guy right there, Parker, he's the runner. He's going to be able to break the long ones, but today he's not running anywhere.
Yeah, and Mitchell is the runner today. 4 carries, 22 yards. 2nd down and 5. Mitchell takes it, but he fumbles. Looks like he got it back. Roderick Mullen down there struggling for the football. A pair of 28s. I think Basil Mitchell got it back. If it's simultaneous possession, it goes to the offense.
Wait a minute here. You can't speak too soon in this game. Officials don't know what to call. If they're talking about it, Carolina might end up with this one.
It sure looked to me like they both had a claim to it, and if that's the case, it would go to the Packers.
Ball belongs to Green Bay. Dual possession. Both players had equal possession of the ball. Ball belongs to the offense. 3rd down.
Give me a striped shirt.
You sure you want to go there?
No. I take it back. Look at Sean Gilbert.
That's Sean Gilbert. Sean Gilbert raked that ball out of there.
So after what you would call drama, the Packers have the football back, and we maybe will have a review here.
But I think if it's dual possession, I don't even think it's dual possession. That's not even close to dual possession. That's Green Bay ball.
It's all Basil Mitchell.
And that would be what Carolina's first review, if they're going to review this.
Haven't ever done one.
That the ball was recovered by both players simultaneously.
Boy, this is a case where George Seiferd's people in the booth, his coaches need to say, wait a minute, coach.
Yeah, you're wasting the timeout.
Don't review that one. We're going to blow a timeout. No. I don't think that's even close, and definitely not visually conclusive as to simultaneous recovery.
Well, maybe George got itchy. He hasn't challenged one all year. Hey, I got to push this buzzer at some point.
George definitely got a little itchy. You know, whether the ball is out before his knee hits is not the question. It was simultaneous recovery, and I think right here, no. Mitchell's got 2 hands on the ball before Roderick Mullen could get the 2nd hand in.
Boy, Mitchell was very fortunate. That ball bounced right back into his breadbasket. So Ron Blum will look into the big old viewfinder.
And he'll look down the pipe, and 90 seconds to review this. And once again, the thing is, it's got to be clearly, whenever they take off the phone that quick, no.
That might be a record.
That might be the record.
12-second review.
The field stands. It was dual possession by both players. Ball belongs to the offense. Charge Carolina with their 2nd timeout.
If George Seifert was on the fence about replay and challenging, he's definitely across the other side by now. He won't go there anymore unless it's clearly. And that's where your booth has to help you. We showed the replay. That's where they got to say, no, don't go for it.
So it cost Carolina their 2nd timeout. They have 1 left here in the first half. And officially, that was a 13-second review, which may just be a record. So to reset, it's 3rd down and 5 now for the Green Bay Packers. They are 1 of 5 on 3rd downs today. Freeman goes in motion. Favre to throw. Dumps it over the middle to a wide open receiver. This is Schrader. Schrader with the 1st down all the way up to the 34. The Panthers a 26-yard play. Tackled eventually by Doug Evans.
Schrader, just a good job of clearing out underneath. Panthers had everybody else corralled up and just slept off in that zone. Schrader came open. Schrader's working right there. Look at him. There he goes. See, all the attention went to Antonio Freeman.
1st and 10 from the 30. Packers on the move. Mitchell. Inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Mitchell was joking last week. He got a lot of attention after that game along with Damon Parker. And he had some rather interesting calls come into the complex. Congratulatory calls from a lot of different people. You know how cousins start to come out of the woodwork?
And they want tickets next week, too.
They want a lot of things. Like a new car.
The list is long. 2nd down and 3. And Mitchell goes again close to the 1st down. Depending on the mark.
If there's any knock on that play by Schrader, you know, he got his yards knowing that they're getting close to the half. Get out of bounds.
Getting close to our 2-minute warning, and Mitchell was just shy of that 1st down, so it'll be a 3rd down and 1 for the Packers when we come back. And it is the 2-minute warning, and the Carolina Panthers over the Green Bay Packers 10-7 here at Lambeau.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller Lite. Taste a true Pilsner.
You know, Patty, I'm convinced men prefer blondes.
And what type of man would this be, Daisy?
The same type that prefer Miller Lite because it's so smooth.
Oh, those? Well, the ones with great taste love Miller Lite because it tastes great. And by the way, prefer brunettes.
Oh, if they prefer brunettes, why do they drink a beer that's smooth and blonde?
Because it's a natural blonde.
Miller Lite. Taste the true Pilsner.
Yeah, like men care.
When it's really cold outside and you get that craving for something really hot, remember Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich. It's seasoned with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices.
And they make nifty hand warmers.
When you travel at over 300 miles per hour, you need all the protection you can get. 8-time champion John Force uses Castrol. Castrol GTX. Drive hard.
Eddie Murphy in the role he was born to play.
Ho, ho, Mary! Line!
A PJ's Holiday Special at 9, 8 Central, Fox Friday.
Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, and Chris will have all the scores and highlights from around the league. And our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats all coming up on the Visa halftime report.
Big 3rd and 1 here.
3rd and less than 1 for the Green Bay Packers. 7th play of the drive. They trail by 3. They flip it outside. And Mitchell is stuck, but he gets the 1st down. Alexander hit him, but it looks like Basil Mitchell had enough forward progress momentum to get the sticks.
That's where the toughness we talked about has to come in. And Basil had it right there. Big men in space don't work well. And he had Chuck Wiley on skates. Brent Alexander's got to wrap up.
Yeah,
he comes up, makes a nice hit, but doesn't wrap up.
Well, you see so much of that nowadays.
You're right. Fundamentals.
Guys aren't tackling like they used to. You don't see the arms wrapped.
Especially in the safeties. And I think fundamentally you just don't see a lot of things. A lot of drop passes. You know, guys jumping off sides.
It is a 1st down.
I think a lot of that has to do with just so much player movement. The coaches don't have time to coach fundamentals like they used to. You're trying to rush to get a system going every year.
And you try to keep guys healthy. You don't have many live tackling drills. So So Green Bay keeps this drive alive. They're down at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. A minute 54 left here in the first half. The Packers with all 3 timeouts. Far to the end zone. Touchdown. Antonio Freeman. $19 yards on the play. Freeman's 6th touchdown catch of the year.
When you need it the most, what do? You go to the NFL's highest paid wide receiver. And that was a good job by Favre letting him get open. And he wasn't there. He wasn't there on the first click. And then there's absolutely no pressure from the Carolina Panthers.
Ryan Longwell adds the extra point, and the Green Bay Packers retake the lead in a seesaw battle. They're up now 14-10 over the Carolina Panthers.
There's Freeman working in motion there. Gets a nice chuck, but then they forget about it. There's nobody in the deep third of the field, and that's a great catch. Hey, that's the moneymaker. Antonio Freeman is Brett Favre's security blanket. He is really the last link he has that's playing well in this offense. They haven't had the production out of the tight end. That's almost been a dropped issue right now. And Bradford, Schrader, they have the speed on the outside, but that's one-dimensional.
Brett Favre with his 18th touchdown pass of the season. He's 9 of 14 for 106 on the day. Also has thrown an interception. The Packers have been very effective in the 2-minute offense. So has Carolina, for that matter. But this season, 8 scores in the final 2 minutes for Green Bay.
He says, we feel like in the end of the game, we're fine. Because we're under pressure. We know we got to do it then. So we got to find a way to play the rest of the game like we did in the last 2 minutes.
And that's why they went to that no-huddle offense a few weeks back against Detroit to try and build that sense of urgency.
But one thing to their advantage, when you have that much speed on the field, just between Bradford and Schrader alone, you should be able to create a lot of things at different levels, underneath, midfield, and then get a guy that leaks open late like Freeman did.
Longwell kicks it to Bates. Michael Bates' hit bounces off, and he'll lose yardage in the exchange. Matt Snyder finally gets Bates down. That last drive for Green Bay, 8 plays, 72 yards. Favre was 3 for 3 for 40 yards and a 19-yard touchdown to Antonio Freeman.
And Bates not happy about that last return. And that was clearly a shot out at the he's still going off. That's a shot out at your protection team or your blocking team.
Worried somebody's going to get him killed. 1st and 10 for Carolina from their own 24. Berline throws it outside to Bianca Batuka, who will take it out of bounds with a minute 37 left here in the first half.
Look who makes the last tackle here, or the cleanup. That's Mitchell.
Basil Mitchell
That's
along with Matt
duty,
Snyder.
yeah.
You got a couple of running backs running down on kickoffs.
Ray Rhodes said, hey, look, don't come to me and tell me about you're tired and you need a blow coach and all that. No, I don't want to hear it. Get your young rear end out on the field and let's go.
Nice paraphrasing by you.
Thank you.
2nd and 3. Dumped off to Floyd. Floyd is stuck immediately by George Kuntz. Loss of 2. And the clock continues to run, and Carolina will have to get into a hurry-up mode. They have 1 timeout left. And the Packers actually use a timeout here. Thank you very much. And the 2-minute offense, as I said, very effective for Carolina as well.
This is fundamentals right here. Watch George Kuntz. Watch, he gets low, he drives, he wraps up, now he drives his legs. Or drives his knees,
good
actually.
Hip roll, too.
Yeah, he got his hips into it. And people don't realize you don't tackle with your helmet, your shoulder pads, your arms. You tackle with your legs. You explode into the tackle and you drive through. George Kuntz has been through some ups and downs here in Green Bay. Got injured that Super Bowl year, and You know, that's the kind of thing you talk to him, that sticks with you, boy. You never really get that out of your craw. To fight with the team for all the, you know, through some of the down years, and then when the big one finally comes along and you're not a part of it.
That hurts. 3rd down and 4. Panthers trying to answer. Set up the screen to Biakabatuki. He makes the catch, but he'll be tackled by Jude Waddy short of the 1st down.
One thing the Packers linebackers have is speed. They can get around, they fly around. That's a spillover from Fritz Shermer's defensive coordinating here. He believed in having guys that could run, shoot gaps, get around the football. Second thing is they knew how to blow up that screen. They've seen the screen a lot. Don't forget, West Coast offense, screen-heavy teams. That's what Gil Haskell's trying to do. He's bringing some of that offense here. They know how to defense that.
Packers use their 2nd timeout. They'll have 1 left here with 1:15 to try and get more points on the board.
Another key in that is shutting down the backside. We talked about Wesley Walls having to put maybe a cornerback on him. Remember, Leroy Butler is a hybrid. You know, he's a cornerback slash safety slash linebacker. You got no place to go with the football there.
Ken Walter on for his first punt of the day. Antoine Edwards back at his 31.
That's a good one.
Good kick. Edwards takes it at the 21.
He can break this first wave. He'll have room.
He can't. A 5-yard return after a 45-yard punt, and Green Bay will have the football at the 26-yard line, looking for more points here in the first half.
I think also Green Bay needs to get back that foot on your throat mentality. It used to be that when they had a team down, especially going in at half, they could go for the juggler and kill you. That was one of the things they did. And they need to get back to that. And Carolina still, they need to be thankful that they're in the game here, and it's only 14-10 with what's going on.
Favre 9 of 14 on the day. Goes from the shotgun. Dumps it over the middle to his fullback Henderson. Henderson will get a 1st down. Tackled by Dean Wells after a gain of 12.
This is where Favre works his best. Watch the way they communicate. I think he thinks less now. And he's not worried about every little adjustment. He's just playing. He's back to his sandlot.
Kevin Green, pressure on Favre, spins him around, and he stays alive. Here goes Brett Favre. Slides in at midfield.
Now look at the awareness. He's got to get up and make a decision. He's got to clock it. He's got to get everybody lined up.
Trying to save that timeout for their field goal try if it comes to that. No clock here. Favre's going to go downtown. He's looking for Bradford. It's intercepted. No, dropped. Michael Swift had it and dropped it. Wasn't very swift.
Bradford gets up limping a little bit. Now, you thought he was going to just throw the ball down. Doug Evans is back there. Yeah, remember, that's Doug Evans. He played here with the Packers. Part of the 2 Super Bowl teams.
And Bradford is limping off.
He knows Brett Favre better than anybody. He's seen him in practice. He said, I got to approach it just like it's 7-on-7. Only you hope that he didn't burn you too many times at 7-on-7.
Right. 2nd and 10, 17 seconds left in the first half. Favre dumps it to Henderson again, and Henderson rolls up to the 37-yard line, a gain of 13 there, and Packers will use their final timeout with 8 seconds left here in the first half. Now the Green Bay Packers got on the board first with this 18-yard interception return. Dotson with the hit. Keith McKenzie takes it into the end zone. And this is a 19-yard touchdown pass. Favre to Freeman, putting the Packers up 14-10.
I think Brett dodged a bullet here. I'm not so sure that he wanted to take that shot down the field, and they weren't supposed to run a clock play and didn't get it communicated. Because for all intents and purposes, Carolina should be running in the halftime right now, down by only 4.
So So in this situation, Brett Favre has a couple of options. Try to get it out to the sidelines quick to get out of bounds and stop the clock, or you take a shot into the end zone.
That's his only two choices. Because he blew some seconds getting that one shotgun play just lined up.
He gets 10 yards. That should be within Longwell's range for a field goal. He takes that shot outside, overthrows Schrader, incomplete, 4 seconds left.
That ball sailed on him. He had it. He had the perfect play to line up and get a field goal. Schrader ran the 7 route, which is the post corner route, and he got in that little dead area behind the corner, but in front of the safety. Watch this. Schrader's going to work right there. The safety hasn't even broke yet.
Safety Steve Lofton, he was playing way back. And they are back again, are the safeties for Carolina. Should be room for Favre to do something. And he's going to just go to the end zone. Incomplete, dropped again.
Nobody can catch.
Alexander.
There is no catching here today. Bill Murray would say there's no catching in football. Tom Hanks would say there's no catching in football.
Well, that's the end of the first half here in Green Bay. The score, Packers 14, Panthers 10. Stay tuned for the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, and Chris will have all the scores and highlights from around the league.
Now, Greed is the only place where you can get your multi-million-dollar fix.
Well, let me give away that money.
An all-new Greed, Thursday at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
Enter a desperate world
Hey, all I can think about is how hard he's twisting my nipple.
where the most terrifying adventure is surviving your family.
Drink your milk.
It's lumpy.
Then chew it.
Introducing a comedy that proves there's no such thing as a normal family. Malcolm in the Middle, coming to Fox this January.
Stop playing with yourself.
The Flying Mile. Race fans gather at Daytona's Flying Mile.
Winning Daytona shows that the 300 is a spirited, full-blooded automobile.
Chrysler 300M, with the most horsepower of any sports sedan in its class.
She's a regular firecracker.
Now, lease the Chrysler 300M for $399 a month.
We have a gift for making the everyday extraordinary. Best Buy, bringing a little magic to life.
Hello.
Hi, I'm calling about digital bonus minutes from GTE Wireless.
Oh, cool.
Get up to 575 extra anytime minutes every month.
Cool.
So, talk anytime you want for as long as you want.
Cool.
Plus, get an internet-capable digital phone for just $49.95 after rebate.
Cool.
Best of all, bonus minutes won't melt away with the holidays. Get them every month for as long as you stay on the plan.
Way cool.
Digital bonus minutes from GTE Wireless.
How cool is that?
For Dodge Dakota, success comes about as naturally as wearing the Magnum engine badge. It offers far and away the best power in the class. It also offers the very best in room, payload, and of course, towing. And look what else it's pulled off. Dodge Dakota is ranked best compact pickup in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates. Dodge. Different.
Rich Brenner Sports Sunday. Catch it tonight on Fox 8.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
As we welcome you to the Visa Halftime, we'll tell you that Howie Long is a little under the weather. He is not with us. Not a casualty to the Deion Sanders rumors. Packers in a mistake-riddled game over the Panthers right now, 14-10, that at the half.
Mike Ditka looking on. Saints struggling all year, but right out. Then look at this all-out blitz out of the backfield. Robert Holcomb, the guy he had to block, he didn't block him. He releases touchdown for the Rams. And then back comes Billy Jones. He finds Cam Cleveland, the tight end. Two-yard touchdown pass, two-point conversion is good. We're tied up. And then back comes Marshall Faulk. Pitches to the right, cuts back against the grain. 24-14, Rams on top of the Saints.
Redskins control their own destiny, and look who's trying to help.
Hogs are back. Santa Claus. Whoa, what a nose. There you go. Stephen Davis only 4 rushing attempts last week against the Lions in the second half. Got away from that running game. Not this one. First half right off the bat. Davis 50-yard touchdown run. Skins up by 7. All-out blitz down the middle. Irving Fryer, first touchdown reception of the season. Sees a blitz, vacates that area, goes into a touchdown, and then Jake the Snake staring down his receiver to the right. The guy to the left was wide open, intercepted by Champ Bailey. And then Brad Johnson making the Cardinals pay man-to-man coverage. Michael Westbrook, 25-yard touchdown reception. Went to the post, back to the corner. Beautiful throw and catch. 21-3 Redskins over the Cardinals at the half.
All right, Buffalo Bills with just 22 yards rushing in the first half, trailing the Giants by the score of 13-10.
All right, Emmitt Smith out of this football game. Is a strain growing, left growing, but in his stead is this man, Chris Warren, picked up, remember last year, from Seattle. Beautiful job, good blocking out, off left tackle, touchdown run, 7-3 Dallas. And then here's my man, Dion. Look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks here, Dion. Little crossing around, his second catch of this game, 13-3, Troy Aikman, and very impressive, along with Chris Warren in the first half.
Edgerrin James, 6 carries, 9 yards. Colts, though, on top of the Patriots, 14-6. Steelers and Ravens all knotted at 10. Ravens have just 3 pass completions. And, folks, it's not a misprint. Bengals on top 30-15, 163 yards by Corey Dillon and the first half. Carolina and Green Bay.
Yeah, Carolina, their defensive secondary really has just been decimated over the past couple of weeks. They've given up a lot of big plays, a lot of big touchdowns. And yet in the first half against the Green Bay Packers, I thought they played a terrific game until right there at the end where Brett Favre finally got it going.
Chris Collins, once again, Kerry Collins, quarterback for the Giants, a touchdown pass to Armani Toomer, 4 touchdown receiving in 2 games for him. And Flutie throwing the ball, got away from the running game. Giants stuffing the run.
Chris Collinsworth is omnipresent, though, is he not?
You like to just sort of think about me. I can tell I'm in your
I don't know if I can get used to this.
Second half coming up right after this.
Get well, Howard. There you go. Nice.
Champion isn't born. He invents himself one punch at a time. Bernard Hopkins, pound for pound, one of the most devastating fighters in the world. Antoine Echols, 22 wins, all by knockout. The IBF Middleweight Championship, live tonight on Fox Sports Net.
Introducing NFL Insider, the new magazine no NFL fan should be without. Open up NFL Insider. It's your all-access pass to the National Football League with exclusive photos and stories you won't get anywhere else. Call now. Get 8 issues of NFL Insider for just $17.97 and reserve your official Super Bowl 34 game program, a $15 value at no extra cost. NFL Insider. Become a charter subscriber today. Call toll-free now. Tonight, an all-new X-Files so strange.
He survived getting thrown off a skyscraper. How does it feel to be the luckiest man in the universe?
So bizarre.
What the hell happened here, Mulder?
So shocking. After 144 cases, this is the one that should never have been opened. The X-Files, all new, tonight at 9/8 Central on Fox.
He brought his opponents to their knees and the world to its feet. A world premiere movie. Ali, an American hero, coming soon to Fox.
Green Bay Packers have a 14-10 lead over Carolina. We will return to Green Bay for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Dodge Caravan is available with a value package that includes air, 7-passenger seating, and convenient storage areas at a very affordable price. This package has helped sell one Caravan after another. Now Caravan is the world's best-selling minivan. Special value, best-selling. Get the picture? Now lease Dodge Caravan for just $239 a month.
This is great! At
At midnight, we'll eat our way into the new millennium with this Gigundo party sub from Subway.
And no bacon on my section.
Eat your way into the new millennium with delicious 6-foot party subs and party platters from Subway.
4, 3, 2.
Oh, well, there's always the next millennium.
Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Just in time for the holidays at Circuit City. Get an instant $400 toward any Circuit City purchase when you sign up for 3 years of CompuServe 2000 Premier Internet Service, only $21.95 per month. Just sign up at Circuit City, and we'll hand you a $400 merchandise card instantly, good toward anything in our store. Apply your $400 merchandise card to a computer, camcorder, big screen TV, or refrigerator. It's $400 of whatever you want, only at Circuit City.
Even with its impressive power and remarkable handling, a two-wheel drive Grand Cherokee Laredo can still be leased for $0 down, $339 a month, and just $339 due at signing. Maybe that's why everyone's going out of their way to get a look at it.
Jeep, official vehicles of the Carolina Panthers. When it comes to sports, the Fox 8 Sports team has you covered.
Charlotte is a dynamic city of the New South, a leading financial center, and a great place to visit. From the natural beauty, mild year-round climate to numerous attractions and events. From our can-do spirit to our pro-business attitude, to our commitment to education and the arts, Charlotte is a place we proudly call home. The city is also home to the NFL Carolina Panthers, who are proud to represent America's fastest-growing region. Charlotte, a city of endless opportunity.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, Lambeau Field, where the Green Bay Packers have a 14-10 halftime lead over the Carolina Panthers. Ray Bentley along with Ron Pitts. And Ron, this has been a hard one to get your arms around with the crazy things going on in this game.
Yeah, it's been a hard one for these guys to get their arms around the football, too.
Exactly.
A lot of miscues. We talked about the fundamentals. I think that Carolina is lucky to only be down by 4 right here at the half. And they started off there early. You saw the play there by Berline, then Keith McKenzie getting the love, of course, and jumping up in the stands. Then the miscue on the special teams. They're just taking turns. Even when they've had something good happen, now something bad happens. Eric Davis getting stripped by Basil Mitchell. Nice play by Mitchell. But like I say, they're lucky it's not a lot worse than it is.
Right, you see the sloppiness graphically here. 4 turnovers for Carolina, 2 for Green Bay. The penalty yards, 40 and 51. Now, the rookie running backs for Green Bay trying to fill some big shoes, those of Dorsey Levens, and they did a great job last week. Not so successful here this week.
Well, Mitchell has been the biggest guy for him, really. Damon Parker's been shut down. I mean, that's just downright ugly for him. But I think that the key is that people know about them now. You know, they're not surprising anybody. And Carolina has come into the game saying, hey, these guys are very accurate. They did a good job. We got to take it out of these 2 rookies, and that's what they did.
And Brett Favre today has been Brett Favre pretty much.
Yeah.
He's got the touchdown pass, but he does some crazy and wild things. He takes too much on his shoulders sometimes.
Well, he came out not doing that, and here's an example just before half here, getting one. But at a moment, I think he does try to force some things, and it hurts him. A couple nice ad-libs. Ultimately, he finds one guy, and that's Antonio Freeman, and that's the interception that they end up getting back.
Didn't hurt him, right? See the quarterback comparisons through the first half. Berline with a slight edge in yards, but both quarterbacks have been relatively solid and sound. It's everyone else who has kind of been bouncing the football around. Halftime statistics we will take a look at. They're coming.
Well, right off the bat, turnovers are going to be the huge thing. You got 4 over here for Carolina, and like I said, they're lucky to have the score where it is for them. But both teams seem to be able to move down the field, and the first downs show you that. And I think this is one of those games where the guy that makes the last mistake is going to be the one hurt for it.
Plenty of mistakes in the first half. Ray Rhodes gets his team ready. The Packers will kick off in the second half, and there is the president of my fan club, Happy to see him here today.
I'm glad they said your fan club.
Well, it's your turn next. Believe me, you'll get it.
I'm sure I will.
I will insist. Bates and Lane are back to receive the second half Ryan Longwell kickoff, and I think that what you need to do to win this game is clean it up. If you clean your act up here, then you've got a chance.
And somehow Carolina's got to get a run game going. Green Bay, you can see in the later parts of the second half, has no respect at all for the run game. And they can bring extra people up and put them back for the pass.
Bates started at the 2, and Bates is a sprinter, but he gets run down.
He's still going, unless he went out. Now he went out way back.
Yeah, he did step out of bounds back at the 42-yard line.
That's a great run, and Corey Bradford is in pain.
He was banged up a little bit towards the end of the first half.
I don't know if this is the same deal here.
That was a 61-yard return from Michael Bates.
Watch the timing of the blocks here. And Bates got close one time before, but see, look at that wedge. That's what you want. The wedge hit everybody at the right time, and he does a good job on the kicker. He just makes him look like a kicker.
Right there, he stepped out of bounds.
Trying to see where Bradford hurt his hand. You know, and if Bradford can't go, that takes another speed guy out of the game. I think that makes it harder, even more harder, for Brett Favre, and I think he has to rely more on Antonio Freeman to push the ball down the field. And as we said earlier, the tight end for Green Bay is just non-existent, and they lost confidence in that position.
We'll take a break right now. Panthers football in good field position. They trail by 4.
All right, captains, we're going to have a coin toss now. If there's a team, we'll call it in the air. We want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here. Does anyone have change for $1?
What? Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom. For only $99 or less, you can fly coast to coast when you purchase by December 15th and travel starting November 30th.
You are now free to move about the country. People are beginning to think of the automobile not just as a family vehicle, but as a personal and individual means of transportation.
The sob of a powerful engine. Now for a moment, imagine yourself as driver of this automobile. You really have to drive it.
At the Chrysler Proving Ground,
Give them an expressway and their drivers are willing.
I think we made the scenic back roads fun to drive.
Or give them any country or suburban road, rough or smooth. They're the type of people who like the feel of a fine machine.
Who love to drive. The renowned engineers of Chrysler.
A minimum of ornamentation and a minimum of chrome moldings.
She's a regular firecracker. The sounds of nature sing their prettiest over the rich, throaty obligato of his engine.
Even sheet metal can have a soul.
And they give you back the romance of driving.
And that is why these will never land on an ordinary car.
And you find out what exceptional unity of man and machine has been achieved.
Log on to NFL.com for your favorite team apparel.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Corey Bradford getting some attention on the sidelines. Turned that ankle nastily, tracking down Bates on the kickoff return. They mark the ball at the 38, 1st and 10 for Carolina. Burline down the sidelines to Jeffers. Touchdown, Carolina.
It's amazing. All the problems the Green Bay Packers have had with the secondary in the past year, they're still getting stung back there. They brought 3 corners in to try to fix the problem, and it hasn't gotten better. That guy has got better. Greg Jeffers.
Boy, a 60-yard kickoff return followed by a 38-yard touchdown pass. Burline to Jeffers, and the Panthers go back on top.
Excuse me, Patrick Jeffers.
Striking quick in the second half, and Casey attempts the extra point, and that is good. And the Carolina Panthers shock Green Bay early here in the third. They're up 17-14.
The first thing they do, they move him, and that creates problems in the secondary. Here he is in motion. Now, who's got the coverage out here? He leaks to the back, and they forget about it. For the second play in a row, Patrick Jeffers has been able to sneak somewhere and get open. One time it was underneath, now it's to the outside. A clear bust in coverage by the Packers secondary.
Patrick Jeffers is emerging as the go-to guy in this Carolina offense. Had 100+ yards last week. He's at the 100 mark here today with 4 grabs, 2 touchdowns.
But if you're going to throw, it's got to start with protection. Nice job inside there. Anthony Redmond holding out Santana Dotson. And Jones working on the outside. Those are the kind of big plays the Panthers need to win this game. And the longer they hang around, I think it only spells trouble for the Green Bay Packers.
Patrick Jeffers, picked up in the offseason from Dallas. Spent a couple of years at Denver. Was actually a big soccer player on a travel team growing up through high school. Didn't start playing football until he was a junior in high school.
And, you know, they move him around because he has had so much trouble getting off bump and run. He's a good receiver. He can get open, and he catches everything. So that was smart to start moving him around, getting him in a position where he doesn't have to fight off bump and run.
Casey kicks this one to Jamad Parker, who has trouble handling it. Picks it up at the 6. And Parker gets up to the 18, 19-yard line. Anthony Johnson makes a special teams play, a 13-yard return. And that kickoff return by Bates, Bradford gets hurt.
Watch his right knee right there. That looks like a hyperextension. Well, that's one of those that, you know, you hope it's only a hyperextension. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it's weird. Usually a knee will bend the other way when you have a problem.
That's a good sign. He's up walking. Because it went to the outside a little bit. He might have got away with just an extension. Those things can turn into breaks real easy.
Bradford not in the game. The Packers go 1st and 10 from their own 19. Favre throws it outside. He's got Mitchell. Hazel Mitchell, who is a running back by trade, lined up in the slot and looked pretty good as a receiver.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having someone that can play both things. And that's what you need in this game. When Dorsey's not in here, think about what you miss. You miss a guy that can catch the ball. You miss a guy that's a great runner, that's got the speed to break away, but tough enough to run inside. And you miss a guy that can block for blitz protection.
Donald Driver checks in as the 3rd wide receiver in this set. 1st and 10. Green Bay. They run the draw on a Basil Mitchell, and Mitchell shows some nice running, picks up 6 yards on 1st down. Doug Evans and Mike Barrow eventually make the tackle.
With Bradford out of the game, I think now the Packers have to rely more on their backs. It looked like Mitchell wasn't quite sure where to go. Brett kind of had to stretch for that ball a little bit. You saw the throw to him earlier. They got to be able to throw it to him, and that's part of using and doing what the defense is giving up. Throw to your backs. Throw the check down. Those are easier throws, and a lot of times they pull bad matchups.
Davis in motion on 2nd down and 4. He'll reset. The Packers will go to the ground again. Basil Mitchell picks up a 1st down.
You see the way the Packers do that Y-off motion, and if you're a Packer fan, you got to be wondering, why do they always do that? Couple reasons. Number one, a lot of teams set their blitzes right off of the beginning formation. So wherever the tight end is, that's where they set it. By moving the tight end, they mess up that part of it. Secondly, they set their run strength to one side. So now you're moving them over to the other side. You're running at what is basically their weak run strength with your run strength with your tight end.
Right. Gets the defense out of position a little bit just by alignment. On 1st and 10, Favre tries for the slant, incomplete. Evans had great coverage on Freeman.
I think that's Doug Evans, an old Packer, knowing what he was going to get. He knew with the split, Antonio Freeman wide outside. He look at him jump inside, and he's there. That's great coverage. I've seen Brett throw that ball inside and low to try to fit it in there, but the protection. Look at the pass rush. Chuck Wiley. It's amazing he got the ball through there.
I think it was tipped a little bit. The update on Corey Bradford is he banged his knee, so they say, and they don't know if he'll return. This is complete to Schrader outside. He's forced out of bounds by Davis, just shy of the 1st down. Schrader, a Wisconsin native, went to Sheboygan South High School.
Schrader took the wrath of Mike Holmgren.
For many years.
He survived that. There was a time, and I'm sure Schrader didn't know if his name was Bill or something else. He got cussed out so much.
Thought his name was something else. 3rd and 1. Favre on the play action, shakes Kevin Green in midfield.
Did you see what he did to Kevin Green?
And Brett Favre picks up the first down. I think Green left some laundry out there.
Like a jock, maybe?
Perhaps.
That's what a 3-time. Look at what he did to Kevin Green. He's laughing about that.
That makes the game fun.
You know, Kevin
I love
Green.
The way Brett Favre plays.
Yeah. I mean, that right there is Brett Favre. That is the fun and the energy and enthusiasm he brings to the game. Perfectly played by Green, but he puts the scoot move on him. He faked him out of a relative's jock. Woo! And then Green tried to trip it.
He tried for the kung fu and couldn't get it. 1st and 10 after the Favre scramble. Parker goes in motion. They set up the screen to Henderson, back the other way, and William Henderson has room in the middle of the field. Lumbers up to the 20-yard line, a gain of 19.
Now, Sherman Lewis not only goes off of that famous 15-play script that the Packers have done, but he says, I got 25 plays that I like, and I'm going to make sure I get in. And I think this right here is one of them, the screen. And it's also a part of going back to the old 49er West Coast,
right.
Something that they said he was doing and all that. He said, this is some of the old school stuff that maybe we got away from. That's just a two blocking screen, 2-blocker screen.
And Frank Winters threw an excellent block to Spring Henderson. Here goes Mitchell. He'll get 2 on first down.
I think the Packers proved something to themselves last week. Not only that they could get 2 rookies in the game as we look at Favre's numbers.
3 yards shy of 30,000.
Makes you want to give them a little quick hitch.
Yeah, get that record. Or not the record, the milestone.
The milestone. And not only, getting back to my point, it not only gave them the confidence in 2 rookie running backs, but it showed them that, hey, we can run the ball. We can run the ball without Dorsey Levens. And a lot of people around here didn't believe that was possible. But today they're not getting it done the same way.
4 wide receivers in for Brett Favre on 2nd down and 7. Throws it outside, complete to Freeman. First down, Green Bay.
And see, there you go. There's another part of being back into the old style of the offense. And the old style of the West Coast offense is to create matchups. What in the world is Barrow doing covering Antonio Freeman right here?
It's actually Dante Jones who scoops
Dante Jones. He's got no reason to be on him, man to man. An offensive coordinator starts to drool when he looks down off the press box and sees that. That's why you spread people out. You use motion in an effort to get that.
And Favre eclipses the 30,000-yard mark in his career. He picks up a couple more on the ground to give the Packers a 1st and goal. Brett Favre becomes the 3rd fastest in the history of the NFL to eclipse the 30,000 yardage mark, and you see all the legendary records of Brett Favre. And there he is, 30,000, and he's not done. Just his 9th year.
The best part about Brett Favre is nobody plays the game and enjoys the game more than he does. And he could be a free safety and would still be a 3-time MVP and a Pro Bowler and all that.
Dumps it over the middle of Donald Driver. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Donald Driver, a guy's been inactive for the first 8 games. Seen action in and out, but now with Bradford out of the game, he becomes the guy. But you got to chalk that drive up to Brett Favre. And I think it goes back to the move he put on Kevin Green to keep the drive alive and get the first down.
2nd touchdown pass of the day for Brett Favre, 232 in his career, tying Steve Young for 15th all-time. Longwell converts the extra point, and the Packers go up 21-17.
And, you know, that was an impact, big play, MVP player reacting to having to come down and score after the other team scored.
Put the gun down and I'll give you the money.
Money first, and we'll talk about the gun.
Here's a little sample of what you're gonna get.
Cool.
Honey, come on, they're starting.
What'd I miss?
Oh, nothing, they just started.
You don't need to go to extremes to get home entertainment. Just go to hi-fi.com for the best in home theater, audio, and video equipment.
I'm gonna head on up to bed. Do you?
I'm gonna watch the rest.
Go to hi-fi.com today and get a free DVD player with purchase of selected Dolby surround systems.
He's Denver's fourth all-time leading rusher. On any given day, this back could pile up yardage, elude tacklers, and score at will. Yeah, this Denver back played his position like no one else. Did I mention he's a quarterback?
Expect more from an original. Original Coors. Brewed a mile high.
Coors in a yellow can. Now that's original.
Don't you know that this stuff is filled with backward messages?
Eat pizza on stuffed crust pizza backwards. Hail to the crash.
See?
Dude, you said that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Infinity.
What?
Crash is back at Pizza Hut. Now, when you buy a large stuffed crust pizza for $9.99, you get one of 2 free PlayStation demo discs with the hottest games like Crash Team Racing, Gran Turismo 2, and more.
Pause. Unpause.
Stuffed crust, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Donald Driver in the touchdown seat. His first career touchdown coming from Brett Favre. Favre hot on that drive, 5 of 6 for 62 yards in the touchdown pass and the big conversion. Actually 2 3rd-and-1 conversions by Favre on the ground as well. Short kick handled by Bates. And Bates takes it up to the 46 and more good field position for the Carolina Panthers. And they have the ball trailing by 4. We'll be back in a moment.
Jeep Grand Cherokee, engineered with our most advanced 4-wheel drive system ever, Quadra Drive. The only system that operates at maximum capability all the time. Another first from Jeep.
It's broken.
How'd you get here?
Yeah, great. Our next caller is Sarah, whose boyfriend has lost interest ever since he won the new Donkey Kong 64 from Dr. Pepper.
Let's see what we're dealing with.
Donkey Kong 64 is here, and you can win it along with a Nintendo 64 game system by looking under the cap of specially marked bottles of Dr. Pepper or enter to win other prizes.
Sarah, I have a question for you. Are you a supermodel?
No.
Then here's the deal. He's not coming back. The game is awesome. Next caller.
I think I'm in love with a monkey.
Who is going to lead business out of the net? Not us. We'll let PSI Net be the innovators. With their global private network, multi-currency e-commerce, they want to be pioneers.
So be it.
We've been in business for 80 years. We give our customers what we want when we're ready.
With the internet, business either innovates or vegetates. You make the call.
Have Santa's little helpers gone mad?
You hit Santa!
An all-new Ally McBeal tomorrow at 9/8 Central on Fox.
Boxing tonight, the IBF Middleweight Championship is on Fox Sports Net. The champ, Bernard Hopkins, pound for pound, one of the best in the world, battles the #1 ranked contender, Antoine Eccles. Tonight on Fox Sports Net, check your local listings. Got a little bit of a boxing
looks like a
match.
fighter.
Yeah.
Look at those arms. Them are guns, folks.
Bit of a boxing match here going back and forth. The Packers up 21-17. Carolina again with good field position. Flag is out as Floyd catches it for 3 yards over the middle. Bernardo Harris makes the tackle, but there is a flag.
Packers special teams are killing them. They're giving Carolina good field position for a second straight drive, second straight series.
Offside, defense, 71, 5 yards, repeat first down.
Santana Dotson with an early start.
I think if Carolina is going to be up to the task today, to beating the Packers. It's going to show on this drive here. It's one thing to go down one time with the great field position right from halftime. Now Green Bay just answered. So now the test is, can they answer it back?
1st and 5. Kinchin goes in motion. Biakabatuka takes it off to the left side. He's bottled up. Immediately, Vonnie Holliday was in there.
You can chalk that one up to Vonnie Holliday. Vonnie Holliday held the point. Biakabatuka shucking up again. There's Holliday up top. Clarence Jones is trying to get outside. He never allows leverage. He holds contained, forcing everything back inside. Now his guys can run to the football. I mean, that's what coordinators want, defensive coordinators. They want a cup to surround the offender, the running back. That's what you have to do. And the woes for not only Tim Biakabatuka, but Carolina's run game continue.
Biakabatuka with just 4 yards on 7 carries. Shaken up on that last play.
Another first-rounder in the NFL that has never really been able to stay healthy.
2nd down and 10. Fred Lane in the game for Biakabatuka. This is out to Jeffers again, and Jeffers gets another 1st down for the Carolina Panthers. Right now, we'll head to Los Angeles, the Fox Network Center for an NFL update. Here's JB.
All right, fellas, take a look at Troy Aikman here. He finds David LaFleur, who hooked up and slowed down after reading the coverage at the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown, Cowboys. They're averaging 27 points at home against division opponents. They're at 20 right now. Back to you guys.
Thank you, JB. You see the NFC East standings. Dallas looking good at home with a win today. And Arizona and Washington playing each other. That one's going to be a mad scramble. 1st and 10. Fake reverse. This is Biakabatuka who comes back into the game. Fumbles.
He's down.
And they say he's down. Waddy came up with it, but they're going to mark Biakabatuka down at the 40. Tamunga is limping again.
Tamunga's got to get out of the game. He's not healthy. And then you have to know, and a coach has to know, when you're hurting a team trying to be a tough man. Now, he gets bent over.
Well,
I don't know if he was down.
Be interesting to see if
I don't know. Now, here's the one.
Packers choose to
review
that.
You see how fast Carolina's getting this playoff, or trying to.
And they do. 2nd and 8, and Berline throws the slant inside to Muhammad. Close to a 1st down. It is a 1st down. Sharper came up with a big hit, but still Carolina keeps moving it.
Muhsin Muhammad has been their deep threat. Been out a little bit banged up. But Steve Berline has to go to the air with this thing. He can't get the run going. He's got to go between Muhammad and then Jeffers. And a guy you haven't heard from in a while, actually since the big hit, is Wesley Walls.
Ball at the 31. 1st and 10 for Carolina. Fred Lane. Oh, Booker.
Boy, that was
let him up. There's a flag down on the play.
That was one of those Dave Robinson hits. Dave Robinson, Ray Nitschke hits there.
I think Booker went offsides. He tried that lateral move. And hey, if you're going to go offside, you might as well clock somebody.
Go 100%. Mess up 100%.
Offside, 96 defense. 5 yards, repeat 1st down.
Yeah, that's the old school Packers would have been proud of him on that one. He came down the way.
Yeah, I think old Ray would have liked that one.
Back in the day, like I said, they tackled up by the head. You know, you talk to the old guys, they say, we could be better than the young guys today. And the young guys say, well, which rules are we going to play by? If we play by your rules, you will be better than us.
1st and 5 after the penalty. Berline down the middle.
Oh, that's Kinchin.
It's Kinchin with a catch.
Did he get it? That's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown for Carolina. He rolled in.
What?
Kinchin's 2nd touchdown of the year.
More drama in the Packers secondary.
Carolina answers.
Berline does a nice job of keeping his composure here. They don't hit him coming off the line. Mistake number 1. Number 2, what are the safeties doing? Somebody has coverage back there. You saw Antoine Edwards coming over late, but Sharper's there. Another bust, another miscommunication somewhere.
John Casey Makes it 24-21. The Panthers over the Packers as Carolina answers Steve Berline's third touchdown pass of the day. This one to Brian Kinchin. And the Panthers go back up by 3.
Thinking about hair loss?
Would you like a toupee, sir? Excuse me? Would you like some pate? No, thank you.
Well, now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. Millions of men have already started using them. So what are you waiting for?
Doesn't look good, does it?
Call your doctor today or call 1-800-49-MERC to find out more.
It's only halftime.
Merck, helping make hair loss history.
Yeah.
Size 4 flowered dress, $45. New color lipstick, $15. Haircut, $25. Autofocus camera, $260. 5 generations in one photograph. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted all over, even photo labs.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chrysler, giving you back the romance of driving. By Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. By Agilent Technologies, dreams made real. And by Wendy's Spicy Chicken. When you're hot, you're hot.
There have been 6 lead changes thus far. It's been a seesaw battle. Panthers up now 24-21. Scoring drive, a 5-play 54-yarder. Carolina again capitalizing on good field position after the kickoff. Mitchell and Parker are back to receive the KC kick. This will be Damon Parker from the 5. Parker lit up at the 20, forward to the 22, a 17-yard return. And Brett Favre and the Packers will take their shot when we get back.
A constrictor knot with a midshipman's hitch.
What? Hurry!
It's a problem. Everybody's rushing. Wow, that's a constrictor knot with a midshipman's hitch.
There's just no stopping a frost-brewed Coors Light.
To see inside the human heart, a doctor once needed a